everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hope and this is Mission Keto, and today's video is my November book talk video. So this is basically a review of all of the books that I read in November, and I give you my rating, what I thought about it, spoiler free, and then we're gonna go over what I want to read in the month of December. So I started doing this, I know it's not keto, but I started doing this because I asked you guys, hey, would you be interested in it? And a lot of positive feedback came back that said you were definitely interested. So it's just a little something fun. It's a little easier for me to do and complete right now. So yeah, let's get started. So I read 4 books in the month of November. I had planned to read 4 books, but one of them I didn't read, and I read a separate one, if that makes sense, but we'll get into it. So the first one that I read was Feel It All. This is part of the Astor Creek book series, and it is by Molly Goines. I read one of her other books the prior month. It was called Despite It All, and I thought it was pretty good. I will say this, the writer really loves a love at first sight thing, when you're like really drawn to someone and you just can't be without them. And I did kind of dig that. I liked that because that is it's a great thing to immerse yourself into. So this is the first one out of the series. However, you don't need to read them in a particular order. I gave this one I don't know why I had to get so specific, but it's a 3.3 out of 5 because it was a very fun read, feel good. But again, I've talked about it in my previous book talk. I'm very hard on giving a super high rating. It's gotta be fantastical for me. But this basically was kind of another love at first sight type deal. It follows 3 sisters, this series, and this was, I think, #1 in the series. And this girl has some anxiety issues too, and prior boyfriend issues, and the new guy moves in next door in her apartment, and it all goes like this after. I can't say uphill only because there's some downhill too, but it is a great fun read. I do recommend it. I will also say this is a new writer. I think I met her at Barnes & Noble, and that's how I got these books, but there's a lot of misspellings in this. And personally, I know some things can't be helped, but it is annoying to me. But that was that one. It was good. I'm having fun, just at least having a fun, enjoyable read. So the second one that I read was from my Book of the Month Club selection. I will have a link for this down below. I'm loving this. I'm loving the Book of the Month right now. And if you join using my link, you can join for your first month for $5. And they're hardback books. And I will get a free book if you do it too. So thank you to Cindy. My friend Cindy already joined using my link, and I got a free book, so I'm excited. I haven't even cashed it in yet, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. So this is The Boyfriend by Frida McFadden. She is the one that writes for The Housemaid, that whole series, and I read that first one and it's really good. I have a really bad headache, so if you see me doing this, that's why. I gave this one a 4 out of 5, and that is high praise. It was really good, fantastic. I did not have a clue, and I'm looking down at notes, where this was going. I thought I had it figured out. I was taking, trying to get the little tidbits and hints of this mystery. I don't even know what to say about it to tell you before I don't want to give any spoilers. There's so much involved in it, but it is really good. I recommend if you like a little suspense, I don't know how to talk, suspense, and kind of a little bit of thriller, throw in maybe a tiny love story. There's not much that I can say. There's friendship in it too. I had no idea what was coming. And I was on Instagram and I had put my review, my rating, just, hey, I finished this. So one of my friends commented back and said, I'm about to finish this. And I was like, let me know what you think. And she went, she's like, I had no idea what was coming. So I definitely recommend this one. I did do a 4 out of 5, and I personally think that's high praise for me. Okay, so the next one I read was The Last Letter from Your Lover. Now, this one was from a friend of mine, Sarah Joy. She purchased this for me and gave it to me because she had read up on it and said that it was going to destroy me because other people had said it was just gut-wrenching, whatever. I didn't cry. This is not Sarah's fault. I still enjoyed reading it pretty much, I guess. It was a 2 out of 5 for me. I just didn't care for the storyline. I don't know. I got really stressed out on it, actually. Back and forth and back and forth. I did not care for it. Which is really funny, though, because apparently this is a movie on Netflix. Both of my girls have seen it, and they said, you need to watch the movie. The movie is so good. Because they like Shailene, the actress there. I don't have much to say about it. I honestly, I wouldn't recommend it. It just wasn't very good to me. I get what they were trying to do, but I didn't care for it. So I'm not even going to spend much time on it. So this one, I did not have plans. Ralphie is like destroying his food dish right now, finishing it up and scraping it all along the place. And there's so many echoes right now because we have no furniture. So I apologize if that's very noisy. Just some things I cannot control right now. I had no plans to read this one. If you see, I had plans to read this because it's a book club for my work. And I have not but started the foreword, the introduction, that's it. It's more of a self-help. I'm not really wanting to do that right now, you know. So I was at Target and I picked this up because I've been looking for this everywhere. I have heard some great things about this. It's called The Love of My Afterlife. Christy Greenwood wrote it, and Colleen Hoover had a little quote on the front that she thought it was humor, heart, and a heroine I was desperately rooting for. So this is giving me the chills because I really enjoyed this book. It was funny. It was very much about changing your life. Let me look at making the most of your life. This girl basically passes away, and it's very funny. She goes to whatever afterworld, and she has a chance to go back and meet the love of her life. And there are all kinds of events. She has like a time frame to do this. She knows who she's looking for, and there's a time frame to do this, and it's oh gosh, it was really good. She just make the most of every day is basically what that was, and she does that. I do recommend this. It was a very fun, lighthearted book. But also makes you think, make the most of every day because you never know what's going to happen. And with her thinking that she had this time frame to find this love of her life, if she did not find it, she was going to go back up to heaven, which personally, there's nothing wrong with that. But I get it. It's a book. It's fiction. So, or nonfiction, right? It just makes you really think. And I recommend this. So I was so pleased to see that it was just as good as everybody had thought. It was a 4 out of 5 for me. So those are the 4 books that I read for the month of November. And I was very excited to get through 4 because you know what November was like for us. Now we're getting into December, and I want to share with you what my to be read, TBR, is. I'm only going to give 3 because I could hit more. I don't know. Let me see. Where is... Oh, geez. Hold, please. Okay, I'm back. So I had started one of these last night, and I had it still in the room next to our air mattress. Okay, so I'm going to try to read 3 books this month, okay? These 3 right here. This is one that I have heard great things about also, kind of like this one. This is Beach Read, and it's by Emily Henry. She's written quite a few books. I have not read anything of hers yet, so I'm very excited about it. It is a breath of fresh air, steamy, smart, and perceptive. Basically, these 2 people are in the same beach or neighboring beach houses together, and they both write, and they have writer's block, and then they kind of come together and write each other's story is what I'm thinking, and they go through field trips and things like that to kind of write these stories. And I think Obviously, we know how it's going to end, right? But it's fun. It's a beach read. I'm very excited about reading this one. So number 1 on my list. Number 2 is I am such a fan of Kristen Hanna after The Nightingale that I also got The 4 Winds by Kristen Hanna. Let me tell you, I don't know what this is about at all. It says Texas 1921. The Great War is over. The bounty of the land is plentiful. Yada, yada, yada. So I don't really know what it's about, but I just trust that everything is going to be good because she's such a great writer. So she's won like best book of the year for many different things, for book of the month club, all these kinds of things. But when I purchased this at Target, the cashier said to me, "Who's this for?" And I said, "It's for me." And he was like, "Get your tissues out." Listen, that's saying a lot for me. I have high standards. And usually I cry at the drop of a hat, but for some reason these books are not doing it to me. I did cry a little bit in The Nightingale, so we will see. He said this is more gut-wrenching. So he said, get your tissues out. And that's what I want. So I'm very excited about it. I mean, spectacular, says People magazine. So we're going to be reading this one. I'm excited to see about that one. Let me know if you've read it down below, but don't give me any spoilers. And then last but not least, I had purchased this because there is a book club that I'm kind of online through a friend of mine that I've met through Instagram. And if you're watching this, I know I'm so bad at participating in the book club, but this was the November one and I got it, but I never got to it. And I started reading it at the end of November, but I'm just not into it. I'm having a hard time getting started. It's called The Secrets We Kept, Laura Prescott. And this is this is written back in the Cold War about all the women that were like in the offices typing. Their job was just to type memos and whatever. And they end up being very involved in the war. And one of the thing is her mission is to help smuggle Dr. Zhivago into the USSR. So it's going to be very interesting, I think. But when I started it, it was the end of November. We were getting ready to move. All that stuff was going on. So I couldn't get into it. So I might try. I'm doing beach read now, and then we're going to do this one, and then I'll get back into this one. So that is on my to-be read list for this month. But I also wanted to share with you what I got in my Book of the Month Club for November. So I got 2, if you see, because I guess when I signed up, somehow I got a free credit, and then I also paid for 1 book. So these are the 2, and I keep them in the box until I share it with you, and then I'm gonna toss this box. It's just easier because then I can remember, right? So the first one that I got, and again, they're hardback books, and I love both. I really love hardback books. I'm kind of digging the paperback a little more now, but the first one I got was P.S. I Hate You. It's by Lauren Connolly, 2 X's, 8 destinations, love travels fast. And I love it because it kind of keeps track of it here for you. It says November 2024 Book of the Month. And these are like special covers too that they do just for Book of the Month. And it's kind of embezzled in there. Embezzled, that's not the right word. Imprinted. So it looked very interesting. Might be on my, January to be read list. We'll see. And then of course, this one I've heard is so good too by Kristen Hanna, The Women. Same thing. It's got, this was an extra one that I had picked because it says February 2024. This was one of the picks. And I know I'm not going to be disappointed in her books. So I don't know a lot about this. I think it has to do with Vietnam. I'm really enjoying having that perspective, putting myself in those people's shoes, like The Nightingale, just finding out about World War II and being in Paris and what it was like for those people. So kind of makes you think, have a little more empathy, right? So that was my Book of the Month pick for November. So again, my link will be down below if you're interested. I'm really enjoying it. You can skip it if you want. You can do audiobooks if you want. The more months that you're a member, the better deals that you get also. But again, if you want to join for $5 for your first month, it's always free shipping. The second month, it would be $16.99 for a book. That's really not too bad for a hardcover book. You get to pick out of the choices that they give you, and you get a good book. You get to rate them. It's pretty exciting. I'm liking it so far. But again, if you join, I will get by a book too. And that's very nice. So the last thing that I want to show you is, I'm not going to go into great detail about this. More to come on my planner lineup. But I've got this beautiful box here, and it tells you it is an undated reading planner. I need it. I do. I had a planner that I was writing everything in that I read. I would rate it. There's little challenges like, give me a book that was, you know, has a blue on the cover. You'd write it down. Little fun things like that. I can't think of it all right now. It got destroyed in the fire, so I don't have one. I'll talk more about how I got this in my planner lineup video, so just stay tuned because it's coming. But this is my planner journal, my reading journal, reading planner. It's just basically documenting everything that I read for the year, going over it, writing my thoughts, maybe a favorite quote, keeping track of what I write. I'm very excited to use that. You will see more of it in my planner lineup video, but it's gonna be pretty exciting because I will share when I do stuff and write it in there. I will share that with you in these future videos too, so you can kind of see and get some inspiration maybe. It's really fun. And then you have this little memento to keep forever. And this box, I can't even stop. So that is it, you guys, for my November book talk video. I really hope that you like these videos. Let me know down below, how many books did you read for the month of November, and what did you read? I'm always looking for good inspiration. I'm pretty happy with my choices for November, and I can't wait for my December choices. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you are having a very great, blessed day, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.